I have been in the business for a long time, about 40 years. Grew up in the business. My father was in the business before me, so newspapers are somewhat in my blood. And clearly, there's been a lot of change in the newspaper business. Technology has really changed our business. One of the things, even with technology, is that we know that our readers still want news, whether it be in print or online. And McClatchy is really committed to that and committed to always great journalism and serving our advertisers. The print has really declined over the year, our print readership, but the digital readership in newspaper business has really exploded. And what's really changed, and something that newspapers somewhat underestimated, and we're a little late to the game, is how much our readers really embrace getting the news online, digital news online. And there's a perception out there that newspapers have lost a lot of readers. The reality of it is, if you look at the statistics, newspapers have never had more readers when you combine print and online. So it's a great vehicle for both readers and for advertisers. Our reach for both advertising and news, just in the San Luis market here alone, we reach over 85,000 households every day. We can combine our print and online. That's a lot of households. Online, the Trib has 470,000 unique visitors every month and almost 4 million page views. Those are pretty impressive numbers for a newspaper in a market this size. So we're really proud of that. In fact, if you look at the statistics, the Tribune is the #1 media source really in the San Luis area. So that's something we're very proud of. One of the biggest things in the newspaper industry, and probably in all industries, has been the evolution of mobile. Almost 55% of our visits really come from the smartphones or tablets. And you think about that, smartphones have only really been around for less than 10 years. 8 years ago, smartphones came on the market. Tablets, less than that. So it's been an explosion. There's probably every person in here probably has a smartphone in their jacket, or they might be looking at it right now. Which I know, I've done it a few times too. So what is the newspaper business doing about it? Clearly, we've got to change our business model. We know that our readers want their news and advertising differently. And so what we're really doing, we're redesigning a lot of our newspapers. We're redesigning our websites. Some markets, like Fresno, like Modesto, Sacramento, they're going to go through major redesigns. You're going to see some redesign here at the Tribune. Probably less so. The fortunate thing you have here, you have a newspaper that is probably way ahead of the curve in San Luis. They have a lot of the design elements and layouts that our papers are going to go to in the McClatchy chain. You'll see some changes, though, no question about it. But one of the things I wanted to make clear at this breakfast this morning is that there's no way the newspaper is going to abandon print. We are here to stay 7 days a week. We'll have the print product. And we'll continue to be a 24-hour digital market, too. A lot of newspapers around the country have gone to publishing two less days a week. Some publish 4 days a week. I think in Detroit they publish 4 days a week. New Orleans publishes 3 days a week. A lot of companies have decided to do that. McClatchy will not do that in any of their 29 markets. So we are here to stay. I want to make sure everyone knows that. One of the things that we've got to figure out is how we go to market differently. And so we've put together a task force at the company, and we're really rethinking how we go to market, how we change our products. So it's going to be an evolution as we go down the line. Beginning in June, we're going to have some minor changes here at the Tribune. Not major, but we'll have some changes. You're going to see more information online. We're going to be pushing more things online, more news stories, more breaking news stories, more sports scores. We're going to introduce a section called Insight. This will be a section that will allow readers to get a deeper read into the story. I mean, we know a lot of the reading habits now are to get just key elements on the front page, maybe short snippets to get your interest, and that may be all you want. If you want a deeper read into a local story, you'll have that in this section called Insight. Sometimes it'll be local stories, sometimes it'll be a national story. and you'll be able to go online and what we call a layering approach, where you'll see the headline and a brief amount about the story, but you can drill down deeper in the story. So that's one of the changes you'll see, coming here in June. On the business side, which also gets most of the attention, there's no questions about it. One of the things the newspapers has done for the past century, and I know there's a few newspaper folks in here, is that we've managed to accumulate a lot of overhead, a lot of expense. We were never shy about spending money. So on the business side, you're seeing this consolidation of a lot of our operations: print, trucking, finance. And I know we recently announced here in San Luis that we'd be printing the paper over in Fresno. Good reason for that. I mean, Fresno is in the same situation as San Luis. Our print decline has, in the last probably 10 years, we've probably lost 30,000 people in the printed product. But we have printing presses that are capable of printing large amounts. So we're not maximizing our printing presses. So we're consolidating those operations where it makes sense from a cost standpoint. My final comments really is regarding McClatchy's commitment to this community. You should be very proud of. I've really had the fortunate to travel to really all 29 of our properties, including a lot of the competition in the market, the newspapers. And I would stack up the Tribune against any newspaper in the country, big or small. It is a quality newspaper. It has really a team of dedicated employees, first-class journalists, every day, thoughtful stories, good news reporting, good editorials, and news and information really affects this whole coastal region. I'll give you some impressive numbers here about this paper you may or may not know. In the last 5 years, the Tribune has won 58 state or national awards. That's pretty impressive, 58 in the last 5 years. The Cambrian, which is a small weekly paper serving the North Coast, 13 in the past 5 years. That's unheard of. The California Newspaper Publisher Association just announced that San Luis is a finalist in 7 categories, and the Cambrian in 2 categories. And those winners will be announced this coming May. I mean, that's very impressive, and I think staff here at the Tribune deserve a hand for that.